So we're gonna put more holes in the RV.
Yep.
I'm sure Charity's gonna be happy about that. Yeah, we're just drilling holes in the walls.
Every time I turn around, there's like holes going into my RV and it scares the crap out of me.
So we are running into a little bit of an issue. We gotta get that figured out. Is it in the right spot?
And the chaos part is what I don't like.
And then do we have enough cable? Do you think this Battleborn battery is gonna fit in there?
All right, so we've decided that after really putting our solar setup and everything to the test this summer, we need to make a few modifications because there's a few things. I'm not gonna say they weren't working, everything was working fine, but really for what we want to be able to have the capability for, we need to change up a few things. And a lot of that has to do with just the fact that we did choose to purchase a 20-year-old RV because we are not gonna go sink hundreds of thousands of dollars into a brand new RV. So we're going to be investing a little bit more into this one this week and adding some more things and really increasing the capabilities of what this is going to be able to do for us off grid. But this is creating a little bit of a nightmare because I'm losing some precious storage because we have to put this new double inverter setup inside of the RV bedroom, which means I'm gonna lose all of my underbed storage because that will now be inverters.
Please, no! No! No!
Derek is supposed to be here any minute, and I haven't even touched the inside of the RV yet, and it is a hot mess in there. So I need to go probably do something.
You got this. Lift.
Like I have to do this in like a couple steps. Hold on.
Push. You got it.
I'm going to be using all of this for storage. We're gonna be having a closet makeover coming very soon because with the setup in the closet right now, there's a lot of things going on in this, especially I don't like. So there is this wrench we've kept in here from the one time that the slag quit working. This is the right size wrench to manually crank it. So I don't know, Ben, what do you want to do with
Hopefully
this
we
wrench?
don't need that for a while, but.
Right, so you might want to just put that back in the toolbox. Owner's manual, extra blanket, this time of year especially. Oh, what is all this?
Oh, this stuff is just part of the fan setup. So that'll.
So all of this is probably going to get changed.
Yeah, we might just have to build shelves in here.
It seems like progress is always precipitated by chaos. And it's like you have to create chaos to have progress. And the chaos part is what I don't like. When everything's done and it's like, here's your before and here's your after. I love those things. But I don't like the messy middle, the in between, the prep, all of that. I'm going to go work on another project that I'm in the middle of right now. What you should do is you should probably bring like the other inverter, like you should probably bring everything in, get everything ready so that when Derek pulls up, you guys can just hit the ground running.
Derek, my man,
How we doing?
he's here.
Excited to be back.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
Good to see you, man. Okay, in all reality, there's really just one thing that I want.
I can only imagine what you're saying.
And that's really just to have more watts and batteries than Mike
That's what I figured you were gonna say.
from RV Blogger.
That's what we'll make that happen.
Okay,
So,
good, because I think he kind of one-upped me a little bit.
yeah, a little bit.
And I heard about it at the RV Unplugged. Somebody asked, you know, Ben, how is it that Mike got more solar than
Watts,
you
more
did?
batteries.
More watts, more batteries. And I didn't have an answer. So how many inches is the Multi Plus 2?
It's like 22 and a half,
Okay.
but then you need a few inches out the bottom for the wires, so
Okay.
I figure 25 is a
25?
minimum for what
Okay.
I need.
What do we have under the bed currently? Look at this.
It depends on which way you measure it. We could get 25 this way. We could probably modify things and get 25 inches this way, but we need obviously 25 inches for each one, and then they're about 10 and a half inches wide. So we need-
How deep? I mean, I guess that doesn't matter, but
It's about 5 inches.
5 inches, okay.
So you can hang them anyway, but preferably they get hung vertical.
Up and down.
That's not going to be an option in here. How are you?
Good. good.
So
I was like, mattress is now out there too.
Well, I took it out there just in case like we were going to be working under here, but
You didn't want
now we have a
fall
different
on
we
your
have a different plan.
Oh,
no, but the inverters are best hung vertically. I mean, that's the preferred
gotcha.
way.
Heat
I mean, I have
heat
put 'em-
rises.
with that section, that cover has to be
Right,
able
that's
to
what he
come
was
off.
saying, right? So that's really kind of out. So I would have
Right.
to get them both in
In
here,
there, and then-
I could probably hang them both this way.
You know how I am with tight spaces and in inverters. I hate that.
Yeah, right.
We figured the best thing would be to hang them upright here. Because there's a lot more air flowing through there to keep them cool.
Well, we have to do like we did
Well,
maybe
right,
with this,
yeah,
where we'll
yeah,
have to put some
put a piece of board there.
reinforcement.
We'll have
Yep.
to put like
Okay.
a piece of plywood there.
Plywood.
Well,
there.
that whole closet makeover I had planned now is
Yeah,
That's
might
what-
have to pause
Well, that's
that.
why I was wondering. Are you gonna really be cool with losing your?
honestly, I think it's gonna be cooler if it's here because the engine being underneath there, like that closet, when we arrive to some place on a travel day,
It does get hot
even
there.
though now, like
I leave these open.
I mean, the negative was we can't hang them vertically.
and they
'Cause
have
you're
to go.
supposed-
They don't have to be. I mean, even the Victron owner's manual, it says vertically is preferred, but horizontal is okay.
So this is the board we're gonna use to put back in the closet. So we're just gonna liquid nails those right to the wall and then put some screws in, and between the two, it'll hold it. Couple. No. Yeah. Totally fine. Not a problem.
These batteries are fine.
Yeah, we're just drilling holes in the walls.
Every time I turn around, there's like holes going into my RV, and it scares the crap out of me. Every time. The thing smells very
Painty.
chemically, something chemicals. Is it like
Yeah.
adhesive?
We know well, yeah.
Oh, like
Adhesive,
liquid
and we
nails or something.
we painted the board black to make it look nice.
It's the paint.
Yeah.
That's what it is then. Nothing like fresh paint.
Right?
Board looks nice. I was getting some wires zip tied up, get them out of the way so we can hang the inverters. That's like my next biggest goal is probably get the
Just
two
to-
inverters hung there.
Okay.
You know, so by the time I leave today, like inverters will be hanging,
Inverters.
like solar controllers maybe will be in place, like some wiring done.
Lose any screws? You don't want any loose screws.
You don't want to lose your nuts.
Definitely not. So we are running up against a little bit of a weather issue where it looks like it could rain here. So we're trying to get the stuff done outside. What are we doing here?
Trying to pull the inverter out, so I'm just unwiring it, taking off the 12 volt, the 120 volt, and unbolting it so we can move it inside.
And that'll just go up on the
Wall next
wall
to
back there next to the other one. Need a light?
Yep. There you go. Perfect.
There you go.
That's a nice light.
I know, I got it at Harbor Freight.
Really.
One of the challenges really for this project, and Derek has been amazing with helping us problem solve and work through things, is that this RV is nearly 20 years old. So unlike where he does a lot of installs for a lot of people, and a lot of people do have newer RVs than what we do, we're dealing with like Tetrising things. So it's like finding the space where things are gonna fit. We talked about a little bit ago, relocating the inverter into the closet and adding that second inverter in the closet. And so down here, this is where the inverter was in this bay right here. And so the other two Battleborn batteries are gonna go in this bay where the other inverter was. And so this, hopefully, is gonna be the end-all be-all solution. The other problem that we had was putting the inverter here. Now this is where the factory inverter was. So it's not like that we're trying to reinvent the wheel. It's not like we were trying to put an inverter where it shouldn't go. The original factory one was right here. But this compartment is not ventilated in any way. And so we were having a little bit of a problem with that inverter that was down here getting way too hot. If it gets too hot, it can't operate at peak efficiency. So Ben did install some fans in this compartment to help try to ventilate it, and it did help with where it wasn't getting over temp. But just from like a long-term ideal solution, it was better to just move now both inverters into a different location.
The basement is down there, and that's where the inverter was. We're moving it up here and basically place everything to see how much room we have here, to find out what the most efficient placement of all the components and most cost effective. We want to make sure everything's fused, and having a links distributor, everything's basically all connected together.
You really want to be 100% proper. Every positive line should have a fuse and a disconnect.
What's that one for? That's just
this is for your 4 100-watt solar panels on the roof.
Okay.
So it's 150 volt, 35 amp.
Okay.
'Cause we're going to put all those in series, so it's kind of pushing 100 volts. So that's why we wouldn't want to use 100 volt and a 30 amp, because you want to leave a little bit of headway for like a cloud edge effect.
What's a cloud edge effect? Oh, that's just like when...
Yeah, when it's kind of cloudy out, like
Cloudy.
but sunny also. Just the
Got
way
it.
like the UV rays reflect off the clouds and stuff can intensify them, and that's when you'll get ratings higher than what your string is rated for.
Is it heavy? Yeah, look at that. Good thing we're in a Class A and have the payload to hold all this stuff.
We have been moving around a little bit here and there, but we got these big old heavy inverter cables that I've got to get to it somehow, whether it comes around the bottom. So my thought was to maybe try to come around from this way with it.
2 inverters, the auto transformer is installed there, all the controllers, and then nice, beautiful.
It's a lot to fit on the wall.
And Charity hasn't seen this yet. I know she was gonna have a closet makeover, but I figure I get these in here before she does that.
We're doing it for it.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what her reaction is, and hopefully she'll forgive me. That just looks so beautiful. Hey, I come bearing gifts. Food! Have you ever had Tijuana Flats?
I have not.
Oh man, you're in for a treat. They have a comparable buffalo sauce to Chick-fil-A, but better.
We'll see about that.
It's called bangin' chicken sauce.
Better.
I don't know.
Such
Well,
thing as better.
we'll have to see what you say. That's one breaker box?
Correct. Basically, the breaker box is mainly just to split the neutral and ground. Because you got one neutral, one ground, but you got 2 inverters that both need a neutral and ground. So I mean, you could accomplish the same thing with just wire nuts and tape and pieces of wire, but it would be much uglier. And this is just
that's
nice and safe
nice.
on the box. You don't even really need the breaker, but it gives you another shut off.
I love that.
Circuit protection on the line. And in the same spot.
Oh, dude, that looks like a piece of artwork. So, jury's out on this bangin' hot sauce.
Oh, I haven't even tried it
Like
yet.
Chick-fil-A or
Nope, we'll have to try
Tijuana Flats. Like, what do you think, man? We gotta know.
I
Gotta know.
give it a shot here.
Yeah. Team Chick-fil-A or Team Tijuana Flats?
I swear they get it from the same supplier.
It tastes the same.
It tastes the same.
Okay.
It really does. That's rare for me to say that because I've tried every buffalo out there.
Right. All right.
I'd have to try that with Chick-fil-A chicken and the 2 side by side.
In the 2 side, okay.
To really know.
What is the benefit of having 2 multiplexes versus 1?
I mean, it's more available power.
You know, men, we want a job done right and we want it done quick. What do we need?
I mean, with 1 multi-plus. I mean, everybody calls them 3,000 watt inverters, but they're really 3,000 kVA. So, volt amps. But in layman's terms, it means 2,400 watts is what it can do all day long. When I'm talking to a new customer, what I really try to get across is which inverter setup is going to be the best for them, because adding more batteries, adding more solar, that's easy to do later on. Adding another inverter is a complete rewire and can kind of turn into a whole new install just to add another inverter.
You already convinced us to do the auto transformer, but
It really
it didn't take much to convince us.
people who would need 5,000 watt inverters, really just doing an auto former will meet their needs.
Yeah. And the biggest benefit I see is that it evens out the load between the 2.
Yeah, right. You're not stressing out one inverter.
Right.
It looks like Command Central in here.
Yes.
Like it seriously looks like we're running a FBI sting operation or something. Is there anything where we need to like not touch stuff? Like, is nothing's like?
Maybe not once all the covers are on, not really.
So will there be covers over like those where those battery cables are?
I mean, really any like live connections
Right.
should be covered for the most part.
And then like if we are hanging clothes, like if there's clothes hanging in front of these, is that problematic at all?
I mean, not really. I mean, the only fear would be heat, you know, so if
Right.
you're really working them hard, like, and clothes are all around them, it's probably going to trap the heat in a little more.
Okay.
Derek had a good idea.
Yeah.
And I agreed with him about
I'm
this.
waiting for this
I mean,
idea.
is like
Derek's
we
like, what a
should
great idea.
we should leave the doors off and then just put like a curtain up because it'll let air flow through still, and it'll be lighter. It'll be easier
Well, my only thing with that though, I don't disagree with that because remember we did that in our first RV.
because it's more open right now.
Derek's saying like,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you remember how all of these things are lighting up at night and there's like lights
well,
and stuff
like a
and then
blackout one curtain would be fine.
Yeah, because you are going to have more lights because the inverter lights are going to be on.
yeah,
And I
it's
can-
gonna be
I
like
can
a
tape-
little
I can tape
It
rave
won't be blinking.
in
I can
here.
tape them.
And we only close the doors at night, and at night
Right.
there's not solar coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there's
yeah.
not things that are trying
Right, and
to.
solar's not adding heat to
Right.
it. So it'd only be if you're running air conditioners that the inverters would be giving off heat. You'll have a lot of less heat.
We'll figure that out.
All right, nice try, but no, not ready to lose those doors.
All right, I'm hearing some noise out of the inverters now. So are we live?
Yep, everything's on finally.
Okay.
Yeah.
No fire, no smoke, nothing.
Not yet.
Everything's purring, humming along.
No. Yeah, no, everything's working good. You're already in absorption. So that means your batteries are
They're charged.
full. And now they're just
quick.
trying to balance the cells in there.
Okay.
That's essentially what absorption does.
Okay. So we are running into a little bit of an issue. Yeah, it would be bad to plug into a bad outlet and take out the system. Went to plug in this power watchdog and we're getting an error. And what we're thinking it is the new auto transformer, Victron auto transformer. Go ahead and just plug this guy in. So the Hughes shows up and then it automatically is going to trip. E8. It looks that it's conflicting with the auto transformer. You gotta get that figured out, or maybe I won't even be able to use this. I've got this Progressive Industries one and that we could test out.
That's
So
kind of similar to what I use.
let's see what it says. What does it say what the colors mean? Oh yeah, so green. There's no red. Blue on, red off is correct wiring. So this is one leg and this is the other leg, right? So
Yeah, okay, that's what it is.
what is
yeah,
green? There's nothing that says green off.
Oh, right, yeah, right.
So Progressive Industries works.
So part of the reason we wanted to beef up our solar and electrical system is because we just want to have to worry less when it comes to boondocking or camping off-grid. And speaking of having to worry less, one of the changes we made that really helps us worry less is using the products from our friends over at Unique Camping and Marine, which is the sponsor of this video. Now, the last thing you want to be struggling with while you're trying to relax on your camping trip is smelly toilets or clogged tanks. And that's why we switched over to Unique, which is the #1 probiotic and enzyme treatment, because this type of formula can eliminate odors and prevent clogs, while other formulas can really only do one or the other. Unique works in all temperatures, including high heat, and you can learn more at gratefulglamper.com/unique or click the link in the description below to save 15% off of your order. And a huge thanks to Unique Camping and Marine for their continued support of our channel. Now back to the video.
Building a nice little shelf in place here where the inverter was for the batteries to sit.
Right. Mark, Sean, I'll just try to box everything up for you, and then
Okay,
you can sign it and raffle it off.
sounds good. Yeah, anybody need a smart shunt?
That's
Got one
actually
available.
EMV 712, actually.
And now you're just running this big long cable up through there to make sure we've got the right length.
Right, yep, this will be the farthest away group, so this is why I always figure out this cable length and then match the other two closer groups to the farthest away group length.
Okay.
Obviously, we need a strap for this one, this group of batteries too.
Yeah. Do you think this Battleborn battery is gonna fit in there with the other two?
That's the hopes. So
Well,
we're about to go find out right now.
Let's see.
No. It's gonna be a tight fit.
Live truth. Yes.
Looks like it was made for it.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. This will be one group of 3, and then 3.
So such
3.
be like these 3 and these 3.
And so the cable lengths matter basically on the group, right?
Yeah,
so the
right.
cable lengths need to be the same on each in each group.
Right. So you want the same length between the batteries. So like these are kind of the same between each battery, but then off and positive and negative, you want those lengths to be the same.
What's the reasoning behind having the cable lengths the same between the batteries, but also the group
Like the overall
length going up to?
I mean, if you got a group of batteries that's really close and one that's really far away, if you don't adjust cable length, so your group that's really far away has got much longer cables, that group of batteries, not only is it not going to discharge as much, but it's also not going to recharge as much. You know, that first group of batteries, if the cables are much shorter, that's what's going to do 80% of your work, and then the other groups, you're just not going to get your full capacity. And over time, batteries get out of balance, and then you really lose your capacity, and all of a sudden your 900 amp hours is only 600, and then 300, and then next thing you know, your system's shutting down when your battery percentage says 70%, and that can cause some real confusion.
So that's a huge issue if you don't.
So cable length can really matter. So make them as close as possible, but you don't need to get it down to the millimeter. It's not that important.
Got it. Okay, cool.
I wanted to catch you guys up to speed just a little bit on why we're making some of these changes that we are making with the whole solar electrical setup. So first and foremost, we really got a chance to put things to the test this last summer when we were staying in the Oshkosh Air Show, which is 100% boondocking, by the way, and you need to put that on your travel bucket list if you've never been. Probably the biggest thing that we ran into is really just the electrical capacity with being off grid. With the one inverter meant we could only run one of our air conditioners, which, hey, I mean, that's all well and fine if you just want your AC to keep you cool overnight, but when you're camping somewhere where it's 90 to 100 degrees every single day and you're off grid, you really need some more capacity. Plus the fact that during travel days, we do want to run at least one of our ACs for comfort of everybody. But let's say somebody wants to maybe pop something in the microwave at the same time. Well, yeah, that just doesn't work. It's part of the reason that we're beefing this thing up.
Oh, that's the size of the hole. Holy
Two and
man.
9/16.
That's a big hole.
The smallest hole I can make
No,
fit 6 4-aught cables through. So,
It is what it is. Let's drill some holes. Scared he's gonna kill me.
that's my test hole.
Okay.
The first layer.
All right, the hole's made. We are good. I do have an update for you, and there's just a couple things that I wanted to show you. Like, there is a hole that we did need to drill. It's about, you know, this big.
What?
Where
But just to get wires up through.
Whoa. The story of my life, and every time there's a project, more holes in my RV. Where is this hole?
So it's going through the floor, down to one of the basement compartments, because we need to get a bunch of wires up through it.
As long as it's not on the
So-
walls or the roof. What are you doing, Jessica?
So I told her about the hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Inevitable
in the floor.
hole.
He said it's in the floor.
It's in the
So,
floor.
Holes in the floor is fine. Holes in the roof or the walls is then when I got scared.
Yeah, right. No,
But
well, that's good.
Good morning, sunshine.
Hello.
So what's the plan today?
Oh, I'll work on a few things.
All right.
Try to maybe get a couple solar panels on the roof.
All right, so we got, what? How many of those? Four
4.
Renogy ones that we're gonna use to fill in the gaps. You know, we don't want a lot of gaps up there. We wanna use that real estate up on the roof, and
You'll be completely covered with these up
yeah,
there.
yeah.
You'd be able to do a 250, a 250, a 100,
Oh,
250, a 250, 100, a 100, and a 100.
oh, all right, let's do it.
And then you'd still have room here to get access there.
To the AC.
Because this would still be open. You know, this would still be open here, and you'd still have enough room to walk here. Well, you got 1440 and 800, so that's 2240 at right now.
Okay,
And then you got 400 in portables.
Right.
That would be the 2640.
and then another 400 of the briefcase eventually, right?
Right. So you'd have that 400 plus another 400 plus the 1250 for the 250s plus another 4 100s and put you at 4690. It's a pretty good number.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
It's 3890
3890 on the roof.
on the roof. That's pretty good for a
That's
roof.
beautiful. Yeah, I
You know,
like that.
Anything over 3,000 watts on a roof is
Yeah,
pretty good. So,
yep, I like it. Yeah, that box is going down to the closet there. I mean,
Does it?
yeah, I don't know if we could fit into the side,
Yeah, I might be able to.
through, tie in through there, or I don't know.
I mean, just the wires obviously gotta
Yeah.
get over there, but if it's
Oh,
going
yeah.
down in the closet.
Yeah, the biggest thing is we're gonna want to just make sure we'll need to go take it back to have them respray things just to keep the warranty.
Careful.
So this is kind of the layout
Right, yeah.
that they're gonna be in.
I always get all the brackets on them, get them all set in place, and make sure, for sure, they're all gonna go before I start poking holes in the roof and
Got
screwing
it.
them
Yeah,
down.
that's always
You know,
good.
so.
Good idea.
So I've had it change sometimes once you actually get all the brackets on and start putting them in their place sometimes.
Fits like a glove.
Number 4 will be right here.
Right here.
Right
Okay.
where I did.
250 to 250, and then 250, 250.
I'm getting more solar out.
Yeah, we're more power.
Nice.
More power.
You said you were using too much power. So we had to
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
we had some issues about like running like power.
Yeah.
We were traveling with on a cloudy day. We couldn't run the air conditioner.
Right. So you have to kind of turn something off to be able to use another thing. So this is the wind sensor for this awning, and it doesn't even work. You have to let me know in the comments if your wind sensor works. When it did work, I didn't even trust it. So
I don't think any of them work very well.
no. So Derek's going to remove it. That way we can fit another 100 watt panel, or no, the 250 watt panel there, because that's would be obstructing it. And our goal is really to get the panels lined up really nice. Oh, there you go. So it basically
Not reusable. That's
looks good.
it was through there. I'd cut it off. with
Okay.
5 of them.
Oh, nice.
I wasn't getting it out anyways. So
Yeah, no,
I sealed
yeah.
right over it.
And then right here is where that antenna was for cable, which we don't even use anymore. So we're gonna have that sprayed over. We'll have that sprayed over eventually, but Derek's gonna just kind of temporarily patch it up.
Yep.
There's holes in the roof, but that's just from the solar panels. But
We're gonna take it back to RV roof to have that
yep, get that
done
sealed back
again,
up.
and then this should be the final. Like this should be the final.
Yep. And we did
Because
have
there's
to,
no more room after this, right?
right. We did have to remove a couple things off the roof to fit solar panels. One of them being the cable antenna thing. We didn't need that anymore. The other one was the awning sensor thing that never really worked correct.
Well, then we're gonna do something different with this
Yeah.
awning anyway.
So they'll have to spray over that stuff. But there's holes
Gotcha.
kind of, I mean, we put some tape and lap sealant over it for now.
The
but-
only reason that I'm not freaking out right now is because I know that Derek knows what he's doing
Yeah.
as far as like we won't have any leaks.
Right.
If this was anybody else, I'd be
Right.
really scared.
Where are we at, man?
We got everything in place and the wiring done, except for there's still a panel missing, obviously. But this cable will connect into that one, and then there'll be another one that'll plug into there, so I don't have to make any more wires. So
Okay.
now I just gotta go and screw the panels down, but that's kind of how they should be. So,
Okay.
and secure the wires.
That just looks beautiful.
These are your new cables.
Yeah.
This is your 400s. And this one, and the one that's missing will be your
So the
250s.
one, that's gonna be a 250 watt panel there. And I'll have a little room to step in and a little room there to work on the AC.
Yep, you'll be able to
Step through
step here.
and then step across. Okay.
Long legs.
Yep. Long legs. Or get a ladder and go up on the side. Definitely maximize
Maximize roof space.
the space for the panels. I love that. So we're gonna put more holes in the RV.
Yep.
I'm sure Charity's gonna be happy about that.
At least this isn't going through insulation or anything. It's just going through the back.
Yeah.
The back plastic fender is all, but it's still a hole that would be very difficult to fix if it was wrong.
Right?
So,
All right.
no mistakes.
No mistakes, Derek.
Measure 3 times,
Yep. Cut once.
drill once. Yeah, it's
How
just
to-
nice to see everything before you.
Cut the holes.
Yeah, I'll take this one differently than I did that one. Maybe I don't want to do that though either, because then you can't see the height.
Kind of stand back and eyeball it.
Arc it with the drill
Yeah.
and pull that foam piece out of the way. Will be my plan.
Good,
So,
man. And actually, we are underpowered.
What?
Flux capacitor, fluxing.
We need 2 Quattros.
No, we don't. No, we're
Just
done
kidding.
after this. This
Just
is the
kidding.
ultimate now for us.
We're done. I mean, we got Derek for some bonus stuff. He's helping us with the water heater.
Bonus.
Yeah.
On that.
So, but don't call him for hot water or for water heater
Water
I
install.
mean, I will do
No.
just about anything. I just can't travel across the country to put a water heater.
Right,
Right.
that doesn't
But
make
if
sense.
it's like I'm coming to do a solar install for you and you have a water heater you want
Yep.
to switch,
Bonus.
I would do it.
2 for 1.
Look at that.
It's just not my favorite. Solar is what I love to do.
But he's-
That's what I'm passionate about.
Yeah. But he's good at it
I'll
all.
take care of it.
He's amazing at
I'm
the
calling
solar.
him a MacGyver for sure because he can pretty much figure out
I don't know
most
about that.
things.
So we went from 600 amp hours to 800 amp hours.
900.
900?
Oh yeah, I
900.
forgot to tell you about that. We got one more battery, but
And then we went from 2200 watts to how many? I don't even know how many now.
3640.
so 2200 watts with 1 inverter. What was the problems with that?
Case in point, one of the kids wants to run the microwave on a travel day to cook something while we're stopped and the AC's running, and that can't happen. Now that can happen because we've got more power. But also, I think the biggest thing is like boondocking in the summertime. It gets uncomfortable at night. Like, I mean, you're going down the road and you've got some airflow and all of that, and that's not so bad. But like at night, especially in the south where it's hot and humid, it can get really stifling. And that way we'll be able to run both ACs through the night before we get back on the road and stay comfortable in those overnight situations, Cracker Barrel, Harvest Host, or wherever. Or boondocking for more extended periods is now 100% feasible.
Yeah, because how many watts do we have now, Derek?
He just said 30.
I think there's 3640 on the roof.
3640.
We've had it up a couple times, but
Yeah.
And we've got a couple of
Portables.
portables
Yep.
that give us another 400, 800. Or 400.
800 total.
Are you just gonna hold it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it like this.
We have decided that we made a small mistake. Oh, somebody's coming down the road.
Hello, my name is Dakota, as you would know. I am the family's son.
That's a lot of work.
Recently I have been helping them film.
Pay no attention to the man with the camera. Okay.
See y'all in the next video.
Now we just have to go put it to the test.
Yep.
Figure that out next.
Yep.
Sweet.
All right.
Awesome. All
Cool.
because of Derek. So we'll have all sorts of links in the description below for Derek. Cross-country, RV tech, and solar. Highly recommend them. And I'll also put a link right up here to the original install that Derek helps us with. That is absolutely amazing, and you're going to want to check that out. So if we don't see you around the campground or out on the road, we'll catch you in the next one.